Hello everyone, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist back with another video. I am here once again back at it with my Floowandereeze deck. I will be doing yet another deck profile. I know I've done a lot of these, but this time I'm doing it for good reason. I was in a case tournament yesterday, and there were literally 60 players. It was a pretty big event in this tournament. I actually came in 10th place in this tournament with my Floowandereeze deck. Part of myself went 4-2, aka 4 wins and 2 losses. I lost against Tri-Brigade Phoenix Enforcer, which I think that's become a thing now, as well as Prank Kits with the Adventure token engine. Those were the decks that I lost. And I also fought PK with the Adventure token engine, DDD, and I also fought, and I believe, an Eldritch with Dragoon. I'm proud of this deck. Again, it came in 10th place, so really proud of myself. Awesome duels, had a ton of fun. Spoke with a lot of great people, but let's get started with the deck profile, shall we? Let's get to the good stuff. Ready? Obviously, I'll start up with the main deck, so you guys seen this a lot, so I play 1 Empen, 1 Mega Ryza, and 1 Apex Avion, the God Birds of this deck. You've seen this plenty of times. It's just the same old. More on the changes in a few seconds. 3 Rabina. Again, you guys know what Rabina does if you've seen my previous videos. Searches for the little birds. 3 copies of Eaglin. Eaglin searches for the boss monsters, aka the big birds, aka the god birds I just showed you a few seconds ago. 2 copies of Stree. Again, I'm one of those guys, can't stress enough, Stree. I used to run 1 Stree. I always thought that 1 Stree was good, but no, 2 is so much better. There was a point in the tournament where one of my Strees actually went to the graveyard and I couldn't recycle it, and the only way to recycle it was to use my second copy of Stree, and yeah, 2 right now 2 is the perfect ratio for this deck. And the 1 copy of Toucan, the 1 card that recurs your banish Floowandereeze spells and traps, as well as the monsters. You never want to see this card opening hand. That's why you only run 1. 1 barrier statue, you guys know. Do that Empen barrier statue lock. 3 copies of D-Shifter. This card is just nuts. Opening hand, it's a turn skip for most decks out there in this format. And I will main deck it probably for the rest of existence in this deck, because it's that good. And this is the new tech in the deck. This card literally held me, and it's so good against the PK Adventure engine. 2 copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. This card is so good. I honestly think it's very good in this format. It has been not seen too much play in these last couple of years, but in this format, this card, it's getting the job done. That's all the monsters. Moving on to the spells. Let's not wait too much time. You guys know 3 copies of the field spell, Floowandereeze and the Magnificent Map. Again, you got to run 3. Maximize the full potential of this deck. The 1 copy of Floowandereeze and the Unexplored Winds. You can play 2, or maybe even probably 2. I think would be a decent ratio, but I think 1 of is better, just to not break, and for good reason. And now I will show you the newest addition to this deck, and I finally got my hands on it. Been waiting for this some time now. Floowandereeze and the Advent of Adventure, which is the new quick play spell. This card is nuts. It literally won me a game against PK Adventure in time. Just gained 500 life points, search off one of the little birds or the field spell. It's so good, so good. Next up, 3 copies of Pot of Duality. Again, dig deeper into your deck, get to those birds, get to that field spell much faster, or any combo pieces, other combo pieces you need, or any specific card you need. 3 copies of Pot of Prosperity, and that's why I run just 1 copy of the continuous spell, because it conflicts with Pot of Prosperity. Again, you resolve this, keep digging deeper into your deck, same as Duality, except that you can resolve both. That's like milling top 9 cards of your deck, which is awesome. Then we play 3 copies of Book of Moon. Heard some people say that you don't need to run this card now that you have the quick play spell, but I beg to differ. This card is so good. It does help. It can protect your barrier statue from attacks. can protect you from even like direct attacks sometimes. Very, very good. Even at 3 in this deck, it's still good. It's better to have like 6 Book of Moons main deck than having just 3. But it's all into personal preference. And finally, for the spells, the one called by the grave. I got Droll and Logbird. This card saved my life. Even at 1, use it. It might be useful. There may come a time where like it'll save your life. Not just against Droll, but any other hand trap in the game. It's a 1-up, but still, run it. There's no shame in running the 1-up. Finally, final 5 cards of the deck. For trap cards, we play Floowandereeze in the Dreaming Town, the 1-off. You can bump it up to 2 or even 3, but I feel like 1 is all you need to run, at least in my honest opinion. We are main decking Red Reboot because of Outlich or any other annoying trap deck like Altergeist or Subterra Guru. And it did work because my first match was against Outlich, and this card literally saved my life. I actually drew it, resolved it twice, managed to recycle it with the Mega Ryza, and the rest is history. I attack for game. And the final 3 trap cards of this deck are the Evenly Matches. Yes, decided to bump this card back to 3 in the main deck. It's so good. So good. Alright, that is it for the main. Let's move on to the extra deck. Same as last time. Zeus, the Lyreless engine to attack in a pinch. Attack for game, go into the Zeus. 2-link Karibo, 1 secure Gardener, 1 Downer Magician. This is the new addition to the deck, Herald of the Arclight. Since we are running Ghost Ogre, get a Ghost Ogre, have Ghost Ogre and one of the little birds on the field. Get to this guy, have an Omni Negate. If you can't combo on, or there's like a moment where like you can have both Ghost Ogre and a little bird on the field, get this thing out. Everything else is just like fodder. I mean, this is good against the Invoke. The Invoke engine, if they use that Dogmatica monster to send 2 cards from the extra deck, and I believe I run 2. Here it is. Tuentis. And again, everything else is pretty much just like a prosperity fodder. And finally, the side deck. A lot of new interesting stuff here. So I side 2 copies of Heartbeat's Featherstorm. I love this card, but unfortunately, 2 is a good to me is a good ratio, not 3. It felt like sometimes I break even with 3 copies. Sometimes you may break, but again, all up to personal preference. The 1 copy of Different Dimension Ground. This card is very good. It's not just play 1 of because I am taking like the advice from another Yugi tuber, and 3 going first cards in the side deck I think is perfect. It's more consistent. Then 1 DD Crow for cards like Engage and of course the DPE. 1 Dark Simorgh against Outlich. Literally also, this helped a lot in the side deck. I resolved this against my opponent in the first round. And basically locked him out of setting his back row, which is awesome. Triple Cosmic Cyclone for Outlich and any other like annoying deck out there, because I think this is one of the best, if not right now the best spell and trap removal in the game against the meta. There are others, but to me personally, Cosmic Cyclone is the very best at the moment. 2 Denko Sekka, again, back row. It's like back row is at an all-time high in this format, unless you're playing the PK or prank kits with the adventure. But there's also the other rogue decks out there. But like me personally, I am a little bit more scared of back row this format. So besides that, the 2 Denko Sekka never drew into them, but that's just the way it is. The 3rd copy of Ghost Ogre. 2 copies of Token Collector. Well, it's deciding on whether to play 3 Token Collector and only 2 Ghost Ogre side deck, main deck, and like not play the 3rd one side deck. But it's like Ghost Ogre's for generic, Token Collector's more so for tokens. Not every deck will have token in the to play in the main deck, so just opted out for 2 Token Collectors. And the final 2 cards in the side deck are 2 copies of Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere Mode to break boards, because combo decks are still out there. I took out the Dark Ruler No More's obvious reasons. I honestly think that with prank kits and the PK with that break token engine running around, this is better than Dark Ruler No More, because you can out the token. I believe Dark Ruler No More can out the token. Plus you can get over the if you tribute DPE with if you tribute their DPE, they can bring it back. So, and again, you get rid of 3 monsters without having to destroy them by battle or by card effects. So, I believe it came up once, but I didn't use too much of the side deck. Again, it was mostly just Ghost Ogre, Cosmic Cyclone, and that is it. I hope you guys liked it. This is my Floowandereeze 10th place at locals. It was a huge tournament deck profile. All right, that is it. I will be doing more videos in the future. Hopefully, not just Floowandereeze, but again, right now it's I would say it's my personal favorite deck. Really love it. But that is all for today. Play if you can.